Hello, I'm Barbara Stover, your instructor for Art Appreciation class. I want to welcome you to class and tell you that I'm really excited to have you here. This class combines two things that I think a great deal of, and that is online studies and art. Online studies are important to me because of the way that in which we can all adapt it to our lives. Someone can do a PowerPoint from this class, watch it during their lunch hour, while the next person can watch it after a ball game. And then the next person can watch it before they go to work the next morning. Yet we can all interact and communicate in that online class via our forums. And the forums are extremely important to me. And I want to just point out to you, I do grade those. And I note whether you answer all the questions that I've asked in the forum. And I also pay attention to whether or not you interacted with two other classmates. And I don't mind if you interact with more than two. I will interact a lot with you in the forums as well, because I think that discussion is a very important part of art. I want you to look at this tomato can, that tomato soup can that's right here beside me. And it's a way that I'm going to explain to you that art is all around us in our society. Art plays a role in what we choose to wear. It plays a role in the car we buy. And it plays a role in the soup we buy. Someone who works for this company most likely did a lot of study about art. And they studied a lot about color theory, which is part of understanding art. And they looked at what would make someone want to buy soup, and whether or not they would trust the company that makes the soup. And I feel like it played a big role in what they put the gold seal on it, which means quality. And the red and white really stands out to you on the shelf. We all look at a red and white can and we think Campbell's soup. And that color study played a big role in how we identify this soup. Art becomes a big part of who we are, and the way we react to art, the way we look at art, is part of who we are. The more we study art, the more we understand art, the more likely we are to understand each other and our differences. So art becomes a part of our humanity and who we are. I want you to be sure and read through the syllabus, look at our resources at the header in our class online, print off the due dates because they're very important, and it's extremely important that you keep up with the class. I do encourage you to read your chapters and of course take the quizzes, do all assignments, and take part in the forums. I look forward to having you in this class because we're going to really have a lot of fun studying art. Sometimes I have some students at the beginning of the class say, I'm not really sure I'm going to like this. And undoubtedly, before the end of the class, they end up saying, I really enjoyed studying art and learning about it. The more we know about art, the more likely we are to appreciate it. And I also want to encourage you, if we should be studying a piece of art and you don't really like it, I want you to feel free to go right ahead and say it. because that's also a part of understanding the arts. One of my favorite art professors told me many years ago, if someone doesn't like your art, you've still accomplished your goal because you made them stop and think about it. And that's actually the job of the artist, is to make the viewer stop and think about what they're looking at. So feel free to say, I don't really like this. Be sure and keep up with the quizzes as well, because they're very important in preparing for the final exam at the end of the course. I look forward to reading your introductory forums and your self-portrait. And I want to point out that that self-portrait needs to either be a drawing or a photograph that you took yourself. So if you have a photographic self-portrait, make sure it's more or less a selfie. I look forward to interacting with you and to helping you understand the arts. Happy studying!